Testing a theory.
Okay.
You don't need to install Office apps anymore.
It's a tough one. And do you mean this because you use the web apps?
Yeah.
I got to go look at one thing. There's one thing I always run into. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, go on. Please continue.
Anyways, I started it kind of over the weekend with like Word is super easy because Word is pretty basic. PowerPoint, whatever. But Teams is got a web app update that introduced a bunch of stuff. And I bet for like the vast majority of people, they could just live with the web apps.
Excuse the brightness of my face where I look at this because there's, it's from
we never complain about the brightness of your face.
Anyhow, so I'm going to undergo a similar test. This has been in the cards for a little while, but I got sidetracked by the streaming services thing, but I'm going to do a living with web apps type of series as well. So, yeah, I mean, this makes a good case for like Chromebook type computers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe is what was the impetus for this for you, but how far can you go? And it's not just Office productivity apps, obviously. Depending on your needs, you may need like a graphics package, right? And there's okay ones on the web I've used with Chromebooks. I think for everyone listening to this will be like, oh no, I need this special feature in Excel that's only blah 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 whatever. And sure. But yeah, I think you may be onto something.
Mm-hmm. Probably works with 10x, maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said Chromebook-like systems, because I knew that's where your head was really at.
Jerk. Jerk. Yeah, I think the other thing I'm going to do too, while I'm upending my entire life, because why not? I think I'm going to move off of Edge Dev and just go to Edge, whatever, normal.
Yeah, I did that a while ago.
I think
for the most part. Yeah,
I think it's time. I think it's got everything I need now over there. So
I think so too. Yeah.
Living the wild life of weekly updates is sometimes fine, but sometimes not. And then,
I mean, they just Edge 88 just came out. That was a pretty big update, actually.
Which is better than E85, which is what some people put in their vehicles.
Okay. I don't know if those are comparable or not, but okay.
Anyways, it is. We're back here on Tuesday. Have you watched? I was actually watching football this weekend, and I watched this commercial. The MacBook Pro versus Surface Pro 7. There's some problems with this commercial.
Oh, I wrote this up.
Did you?
Because I have some big problems with it.
Like it comes,
it's
like it doesn't come with a lot of stuff that they showed off in the video.
Yeah, although the price they showed at the end does include those things.
Okay.
Right? So it's on sale. Surface is on sale right now, or at least Surface Pro is. But yeah, right. If you watch the video and you really kind of pay attention, sometimes there's a little bit of a disclaimer at the bottom, and sometimes there isn't,
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger problem I have, well, not the bigger problem. There are a lot of problems with this thing. I mean, one of them is that it looks like one of those influencer videos where it's some kid, like, we're going to compare these two things, and it's a commercial for Surface, It is about as acceptable as those Mac versus PC ads, which I always found to be very disingenuous and sometimes just full of outright lies. I mean, and for whatever it's worth, I mean, for me personally, I obviously prefer Windows to the Mac by a wide margin, and you'd have to go pretty far in some direction for me to choose a Mac over a Windows machine. But actually, in this case, first of all, get a MacBook Air. It's only $999. It's for 90-something% of people, it would be everything you need if you need a Mac, if you want a Mac, and you could save $300 right there. But better keyboard, better trackpad, bigger display, better battery life. I mean, it's kind of hard to make a case for Surface Pro unless you really do need the handwriting stuff for taking notes or for drawing, or I don't know, you want to use it like a touch. I guess it'd be okay in some scenarios, I guess if you're really into touch.
I was actually going to try to watch it here while you were talking, but I didn't want to have the audio blasting. But they mentioned something about gaming too on this device.
Yep. Which is ludicrous. And actually, if anything, the Mac is a better target for that kind of stuff. I realize there are technically more games on Windows and all that kind of stuff, but you're not going to be able to play too many of them on a Surface Pro. I don't know. I thought it was weird. Plus, by the way, we should remind everyone, Surface Pro 7 is a 10th gen system. It's not 11th gen, right? So it's not like it has Evo XE graphics or anything. Like it's just, it's fine. It's as a productivity kind of a thing. It's fine. Like the keyboard and the touchpad, which is kind of small in that device, are fine. I mean, they're good, bouncy, whatever. You can't beat the portability of it in the sense that it's small and light. But I mean, the battery life on that thing's got to be what, 15, 17 minutes? It's not, no.
Might be running down just a little bit. But
5 to 7, somewhere like that. I mean, I think real world with the Mac has got to be closer to 10. Got to be.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Microsoft.
We shouldn't begrudge Microsoft after.
No, we shouldn't.
I don't mean it like that, but there's a disingenuous to it that, and by the way, I'm sorry. That kid, a kid his age, you're telling me that this person, by and large, would choose a Surface Pro over a Mac?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, you can't argue that the Apple logo still has a much better cool factor, if you will.
Of course. And that matters to young people. It really does. I'm not being facetious. I mean, it really does matter.
Yep. And then speaking of Apple, if you want to, I haven't actually looked at this. Time to walk. Is that like the breathe and the other stand-up notifications that?
Well, it's fun, Brad, because I don't have one either. But yeah, I don't have one, so I can't test it. But you get a little picture of Dolly Parton on your wrist, and she's like, "Hey, I think we should go for a walk." And I'm not kidding. And you go for a 25-minute walk or whatever it is, and she talks to you while you're walking. It's like you're walking with Dolly Parton or one of 3 other celebrities, and then they're going to add, I guess, people over time. So
can I get one of Bill Burr just insulting me for 30 minutes? Because that...
you just want to what you really need is like a combination of like AR and AI and Bill Burr. So it's like you're just walking down the street and he's like, look at this freaking guy. And like you're just walking down the street laughing and people are like, what the hell's wrong with this person? Oh, it'd be the best. If that's where technology takes us, Brad, I'm A-okay.
Yeah, that's something, whatever. The other sort of, speaking of Apple, whatever, fitness. So Verizon is now giving you, when you pay your Verizon bill, I wish they would just like discount my bill $5 rather than giving me some sort of $5 ferry credits to some sort of future purchase or service.
Yeah.
But every time you pay your bill, you can get $5. And usually I just like chunk it in a little bucket. And this is how they keep me glued to them. And then after like 2 years, when we go to update a device, it's like $50-$60 off a phone or whatever. But this month, you can trade in your little fairy credits for 3 months of Apple Fitness, which
you should try it. I mean that honestly. Like I'm interested in trying it.
Well, my wife did it we did the free trial for a week, and it's honestly pretty well done. Her biggest complaint actually was not the technology, but the classes weren't. There wasn't like enough like classes yet in there. Okay. Like it needs more diverse content. It needs more like high energy content. Like it needs more content.
Apple's experienced that a lot lately. They need that on Apple TV Plus as well. But it seems to me they started with they're starting from dead stop, right? So I feel like they launched with a decent amount of content given that it's new. And then obviously they're adding some every week or however they do it. But you should try it.
The nice thing about it is that if you have an Apple Watch, which is obviously how they want you to use the service, it actually puts a digital display of your watch up on the screen, and it shows your heart rate, it shows your calories burned, it shows.
So in other words, you're in your living room wearing your watch, looking at the screen, and it remotes your stats of whatever.
Yeah, and then what it does is it puts you into like a I'm guessing it's just like a range of other people who have done the exercise, and it tells you like where your heart rate is compared to other people in your demographic. So it kind of tells you like, are you completely out of shape? Are you overexerting yourself? That sort of thing. Yeah, like
that's great.
It's better than just looking at a TV and watching somebody do crunches, for example. But they got to get the whole experience there. So
yeah. Well, I think they're in the best place to do it because they do own a piece in each part of that, right? And that's one of those things that Apple would cite as an advantage of the platform. I personally don't like having to charge this thing every day. So,
Hmm.
whatever. But then again, I take it off every day. Of course, I mean, I take a shower or whatever. So it's like it's coming off. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess
And in that time, it could probably recharge. I mean, these things charge
probably.
really.
That could become the habit, I guess. But anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I almost got an Apple Watch late last year because of this, and I may still take a look at it just to see what it's all about. I'm obviously very interested in it.
I'd be curious to see if they ever go to like live classes, really like take on like the Peloton
Oh,
model.
As soon as they announced this, the thing that went through my head, and I probably said this at the time, was I anticipate, like a gym like I go to, there's going to be a room where there's a screen and and everyone's wearing an Apple Watch, and or most of them would be, I guess. But yeah, you could do it live, like with other people in a place, because I think that's the thing that puts it over the top. When you think about people who try to like accomplish anything, lose weight, exercise more, obviously, read more, whatever it is. I mean, there are these things you can do to kind of help that along. One is you can gamify it, and we've seen a lot of that with mobile apps. Duolingo gamifies learning a language, right? But the real push, the real thing that puts it over the top for most people is having other people around them.
Yep.
And it can be really passive. Like I walk the dog every morning with my wife. She doesn't force me. She doesn't care if I go. I mean, she would go. She's going anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of guilted into it. Like there are days I get up and it's like 23 degrees out. I'm like, I would never leave the house today, ever.
Yeah.
She goes for a walk with me. I come in, sit on my ass, and she's like, I'm going to go for a run now. And it's like, yeah, thank you for overachieving in my face every day. But it's a, but you get that I don't know what you call that. It's like the buddy system or something. Like I think it's
the
key.
plane on the train tracks, right? We're gonna go.
It's the what? The plane?
Playing, like playing by the train
playing on
tracks.
the train tracks. Yes.
Peer pressure.
Yes. Okay. Peer pressure. Yeah. There you go. I was looking for something a little less negative than peer pressure, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever gets you to your goals. You should try it. I'd like to see what you think of this.
Yeah.
What are you doing every day? You got nothing to do. Come on.
I know, like it kills me. Like you talking about walking your dog reminds me of, this is why I hate winter, is we walk our dog typically in any month or any day that it's like over 50 degrees, because our dog's a large hamster. Like after dinner we take like a walk with the dog. Like that's what we do as a family. Like every day that it's like that, especially during the spring, summer, and fall, and the winter. Obviously it rained yesterday, and
yeah, but why not just do it anyway? I mean, honestly, unless it's in the 20s or something where it's just brutally
well,
awful.
that's kind of what it is.
Okay, but I mean,
well, today it's kind of warm.
Yeah, today it's I'm looking at my watch. Today it's heart rate is 78. It's 31, 32 degrees or whatever. It was cold, but whatever. I mean, it's 25 minutes. I think it takes us. I don't know. At least I mean, I'm still going to go to the gym, but I mean, at least I did something.
Right. You did something.
I did something.
Maybe you can earn some more fairy credits.
Can I use those on Xbox Live?